playful shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, just some social shit for everyone, you know what I'm saying? Like, I made this be myself, so hear me. I mean, like, we can pull that clown shit away. This some real shit for you. I'm spazzing right now, so listen, let's go. Yeah. It's in their bones, the thoughts in harmony for the love of the money. Then fall victim for the cookie, then turn pussy, it's lonely. You said you hold it down when life get rough, we're here now, so show me. We move them losses to them wins. Heavy pounds, we make it ends meet. Converse with only few who make me feel like I be 10 feet.
Hey, big up John, man. Big up John every damn time, man. That tune, oh, I swear, if you guys could see what I was doing, you know what I mean, backstage, and I'm always rocking my head. Big up John, guys. Head on over to John's YouTube channel, Spotify, John the Second. You will find all of his music there. Please, man, big up the kid, man. Big up the kid. But guys, we're back here again. Make sure you subscribe over here if you haven't done so already. Hopefully, you guys have watched the first kind of episode I've done of this little mini series, which is Fringe Focus. So, of course, we're taking a look at some of the Fringe and squad players within the Liverpool football team, and then I'm going to give you kind of my verdict, you know, at the end of this video. So first up, we had, of course, Fabio Carvalho. Again, let me know what you guys have said in regards to him. I'd love to see what people think in regards to something like a Fabio Carvalho. I think that was quite an interesting one. But today, we're on to another interesting one, another player that quite a lot of people have spoken about, and you know, everyone's given their 2 cents, you know, in regards to him, and that is Sepp van den Berg. Now, Liverpool defender signed back in 2019. I promise you, you probably forgot that we even signed this guy. You blatantly, in fact, I know you forgot that we signed this kid. But of course, we signed him from was it PEC Zwolle? As obviously he's a centre back, he can play right back, right wing back, if you want to call it that. Obviously, back then when we signed him, I'd say it was kind of just one of those who, like literally, who the hell is this guy? Like, yeah, he was so far removed from what anybody ever thought of a player in terms of where you thought this player could, you know, could go potential wise. I mean, and obviously for him, for his sake as well, he was coming into a side that was really, really good, you know, in terms of the team that he was coming into, the players that we already had. I mean, he joined in, you know, in that 1920 season. So unfortunately for him, Liverpool win the league that season, coming off the back of winning the Champions League. So you know what I mean? It's a bit peak for him. It's a little bit peak for him, you know, in regards to that. But of course, obviously, he was a really, really young player, you know, at that point in time. So he was never someone you looked at and said, yeah, he's the next up. Obviously, throughout time and whatever, since he's been at Liverpool, of course, hasn't made the grade here at all. Barely actually played. I think he's played about 4 games for Liverpool, give or take. None in the Premier League. So that kind of tells you where he's been at. He was at Preston North End. I spent a season and a half, should I say, over there at Preston North End. Then went to Schalke, didn't really get any game time over there in Schalke. And then obviously moved to Mainz last season. And last season was the season where, you know, it's seemingly so from the reports and what people have been saying, he's been one of the better players in the entire league in terms of defenders. So, you know, he's really come on leaps and bounds, I guess, in that kind of regards. And obviously, there's this, you know, big conversation as to, you know, whether he would come back in, you know, not even whether he would come back in. If he was to come back in, where would he play? As I said, he can play centre back, he can play right back, right wing back as well. So he's got those 2 positions in his favour, so to speak, right? Obviously, centre back positions, we've got Van Dijk, Kwanzaa, Konate, Joe Gomez. So that's obviously 4 centre backs. And you'd probably all say that he'd be number 5. You know, in that kind of order. Now, right backs, you've got Trent Alexander-Arnold, Connor Bradley. You could say Joe Gomez, but whether you want to count him in as the right back, I don't know. So maybe Sepp van den Berg might think, I'm third choice there, you know, in that kind of regards. So when we're looking at it on the face of it, he is quite far down that pecking order anyway. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And obviously he's spoken, you know, a little bit about, you know, in terms of, you know, whether he would like to stay or go and stuff like that. And, you know, there was a little thing posted out. This is by Lewis Steele. Again, take this stuff with a pinch of salt, people. But Sepp van den Berg has reiterated that Liverpool's valuation of 20 million is too high. Quote, I know in today's market, high prices will happen for the price they want for me. Liverpool may think it is right as I had a good season. If they want 20 to 25 million, that is a lot more. Hopefully we can find a way. Maybe I stay, maybe I go. The first reaction for me is that it was quite high. It is also a compliment, but it makes it difficult. 20 million is majorly high. Now, when players are saying that, brother, you want to go. You want to go. And by the way, that's not a problem because I get it. At the end of the day, like I just read out the names. You got Van Dijk, you've got Joe Gomez, you've got Kwanzaa, and Konate. So that's 4 centre backs. You still then got 2 right backs, and you then might even throw in Joe Gomez there as well. That makes it 3, meaning you're 4th. So you're fourth and fifth in the pecking orders. Why would you want to stay? Like I don't even understand that. Considering you just come off the back of a good season, why would you want to stay at a club and just chill? This is from James Pierce. It is important to stress that Sepp van den Berg is not desperate to get away. The 22-year-old just wants to avoid a scenario where he stays put and finds himself a long way down the pecking order and starved of game time this season. This is why I say with players like him, I get it. Liverpool fans are like, keep him. That'll be a sick 5th choice. It doesn't work. People, it doesn't work in the way that you think it works. It really, like, obviously, don't get twisted. We got PTSD anyway because of Jurgen Klopp. Yeah, I'm saying under his regime, players are getting injured so much that we need an 8th choice. How about that? We need an 8th choice just to have someone on the bench because there were some games last season where we just had the kids on the bench. That tells you everything you need to know. So of course, I get it. The PTSD, it kicks in. But when we're talking about players' careers and futures, bro, why would you stay? Do you get, like, if I was like, I would literally leave. This is what I was saying about the Fabio Carvalho video. If you guys have watched it. Same thing, the exact same thing. You need to leave if you want to play in the position that you want to play in. You see his heat map here, right-sided centre back. Now, Konate, potentially Jarell Kwanzaa, Gomez, like all these guys are going to be ahead of you in that specific position. Maybe you can play left-sided centre back. I think he did play that against Real Betis. I'm not 100% sure. I'm sure he did. Maybe what was that Kwanzaa? Can't remember now. I feel like it was Sepp, but again, in the chat, let me know. But either way, if you're going to get him to, if you want him to stay, you're gonna have to offer him really Jarell Kwanzaa's place. I know people are gonna say, yeah, but he should fight for it. No, it doesn't work like that. Like in these kind of instances, I don't think it works like that. Just because this is a player who's just come off the back of a good season, and he's still not like not like a Jack Grealish, for example, who's obviously Aston Villa's best player, whatever, done his thing, blah, 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 gets to move to a bigger club. And it's like, okay, they've already got Donnies in that position. So obviously I'm going to need to work because I'm the new signing. I'm going to have to prove myself anyway, you know, kind of thing. This isn't like a new signing. This is a guy who's been out on loan, played football in God knows how many in places. He's come back to the team. I think for him, he's just looking at it thinking, I just want to play football at the end of the day. If that can't be at Liverpool, that's fine. No worries. But then the reality is I'm going to have to leave. So I don't think we should look at it and think, yeah, let's just keep him as a 5th choice. No, go and if you want a 5th choice or you want 5 centre backs, go and sign another centre back. Go and get another centre back. Then push someone else down to 5th choice. This is what I talk about: quality in depth. We keep talking about the quantity of players that we have. Liverpool have always, for the last 10 years, have lacked quality in depth. Never had it. Never ever had it. I've never seen it in the last 10 years. I haven't seen it. Quality in depth. I don't care that we have 5 centre backs. I don't care because not all 5 are quality. So I need you to then say, okay, if you get rid of Sepp van den Berg, cool. Now you got 4 centre backs. Cool. No worries. You want to add in another one. You go out and get a quality centre back. Guess what? Whoever you think the 4th best centre back is, they get pushed down to number 5. Now you got 5 quality centre backs. Now you can move forward. Instead of saying, I've got Sepp van den Berg, and you're like, because he's the... No. It shouldn't work like that. Because then what then happens is when he does then play and in whatever game, let's just say there's an injury or there's a cup game or whatever and doesn't look good, everyone's ready to crash it on this guy. Everyone's ready to crash it. Oh, this guy's shit, man. Why did we sell him? Blah, blah. Bro, like he's the 5th choice and he's not that good. Nat Phillips, it's literally like a Nat Phillips type of situation. Like, why are you here? And that's not, again, not to be disrespectful to you guys. Big up Nat Phillips, big up Sepp van den Berg. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure you're going to go on and have calm careers. Right now, you're doing all right in life. So I guess there's not really much to really complain about. But the reality is, if we're talking about just for Liverpool specifically, these are the kind of guys that you look at, you say, okay, we need to sell. Now, if we get priced out of a move, again, that is a bad business move from Liverpool. It cannot be seen any other way. Anybody who tells you any different, I promise you they're spinning you. I promise you. They're going to tell you, they're going to come up with their, they're going to tell you everything under the sun, basically, as to why it's a fine thing. Oh, but he's, and I guess, and I bet you the tagline will constantly be because he is fifth choice. I guarantee it's going to be that. He's fifth choice. It doesn't really matter. Of course it matters. If he doesn't play, then the player gets worse anyway. So when we do get to a position when he does need to play, he's already deteriorated. Remember, he's on a high right now. He's been playing at Preston North. Obviously, at Schalke, didn't really play. At Mainz, had a really good season, according to the reports. Okay, no problem. No, not a problem whatsoever. I'm also not saying that he needs to come into the team and be a starter. Of course, you do need to fight for your place. But the problem is, we're not saying he's fighting with one person. We're not saying, oh, he's just fighting with Jarell Kwanzaa or he's just fighting with Konate. Brother, he's fighting with all of these guys. And there is a hierarchy, and all of these guys are kind of quality. So in my eyes, I'm like, as Liverpool, I'm like, surely you looked at that and just said, yeah, he's like the easiest one that can just go. Like I said, I understand from Liverpool business point of view, I get why you're trying to get the highest fee because of that season he's had. But if we don't let him go, and I'm not saying you have to let him go for peanuts, but if you don't let him go, that's going to be a bad look on you regardless of anything. Because I'd rather get some money than no money. I promise you that for a fact. Some money is way better than no money. I promise you, it is way better. Anybody tells you any different is lying to you. Ask them if you'd rather give them £1 or nothing. Ask them. You're taking the pound. Why? Because I'm a pound richer. It's that simple. We're not talking about a player like Salah and it's like, oh, we need to wait and see and no, we're talking about literally a fringe to just player you can just get rid of, kind of surplus to requirements. So it shouldn't necessarily be too much of a problem. And that's where I sit, with someone like Sepp Berg, in regards to, what we should do, with this kind of player. You just get rid, simple as. No loan, no more loans, none of that. No, we're done now. We're done. You get rid of him, we're cool. At the end of the day, we were even looking at potentially getting in Lenny Yoro. Then what would have happened? Lenny Yoro is younger than this guy, and he's probably already at a higher level than this guy. Now what do we do? He's turning 23 in December. It's kind of peak for him. I'll be honest with you. You're turning 23, and you're going to be looked at as just like a fifth choice at a team. Why not go back to a Mainz? And again, I'm not saying it's his fault, by the way, because it does seem like he does actually. To me, I feel like he wants to leave. And I feel like he's just seen it as, bro, I've had a great time here. You've allowed me to go on loan, play football. I've been able to use the name Liverpool and stuff like that. Cool. Now we're done. I need to go and play some football now. He wants to, like he needs to have his own career. Like I said, he don't want to be in the same position as like a Nat Phillips, where man, I've just forgotten about you. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, we don't even know, like, oh, he's here. He's still here. Like, no, we don't want none of that kind of stuff. So, yeah, man, I think Sepp Berg, that this one for me is probably one of the easiest ones that, in terms of videos that we'll do. Quick sell. But we've got time, people. I'm not saying that we're not going to get it done. I'll be very annoyed if Liverpool do not sell this player. Very, very annoyed. Very, very annoyed. And then try to cry wolf about we don't have money. I ain't trying to hear that. I'm really not trying to hear that. Like I said, these kind of deals just need to be done, because now you've got now the players at a certain kind of level. There is crossroads, man. We can't just have bare man who are like 22s, 23s, and you're like, yeah, but they can be squad players. Like, what teams just have so many like average squad players? It doesn't work like that, man. You have a few, of course you do. The Dani Ceballos is, type of Mateus Nunes is kind of guy. Yeah, you have like one or two kind of dotted around. The rest are either like young players who look really good and stuff like that, who are going to progress, or they're literally quality players that just can't get into the team. They just can't start. Rodrigo might sit on the bench for Real Madrid. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, or Kovacic might be sitting on the bench for Manchester City. Like, it's these kind of things that I'm talking about in terms of that kind of development, where I'm saying, if you want to be one of these big clubs, I get it. You want to do it your way, not a problem. But guess what? If we're a team who like to do this sell to buy stuff, these are the kind of players you need to kind of start letting go. I'm sorry. These are the guys. I need to make that squad a bit smaller because it's looking a bit bloated at this current moment in time. He ain't going to go to play under 21 football. So what do you do with him? You just sell him, bro. That is it. It's to be honest, I feel like it's the most simplest thing that we should be doing. It's just getting rid, and that's done and dusted. Cool, you got your 4 centre backs. If you want to promote someone else, not a problem. I'd rather you have someone like an under 18 or something like that be your fifth choice centre back than just keeping him just sitting there. Because at least the under 18 isn't expecting to play football. He's just expecting to just be in and around the squad. Maybe if I get a chance, like it's calm. I'm not really ready to play football right now, but guess what? I can be in and around and blah, blah, blah. Then next season, you know, we go from there. But if you're just going to keep him and he's just sitting there, for me, all pointless, man. All very, very pointless. But as I say, man, let me know what you guys think in regards to Sepp Vandenberg. What would you do? Then keep, sell, loan. Let me know. Fringe focus. Done and dusted. I'll catch you in the next one.